Hello, everyone, and welcome tonight. On tonight's episode, we're going to talk about Thunder Road Vendetta. Woo! Barlow, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me, man.
Okay, you say that every time. You're on every episode that I'm on. You don't have to thank me anymore.
I'm appreciative. I'm appreciative
We
that you and I get to talk about
you
games.
around here. So we have an exciting, no holds barred
This
thrill ride.
thrill ride. I see what you did there. Yeah. This game is what I always dreamed of when I played with Matchbox cars as a kid. That's kind of what it is.
So we have one of the staff at our West location loves this game, and one day he's like, "Hey, would you guys like to play Thunder Road Vendetta?" And we're like, we'll try it.
It was awesome. It changed my life.
Greatest decision we've made in our lives, right? Like,
it's so good.
This is a very good game.
Yeah. So to me, this game is kind of like because this is actually by Restoration Games, which is the company that does all the old games from like in the 80s. This was originally Thunder Road was a game I think was released in 1985, and I played the original and it was very different. But this is kind of to me what Car Wars could have been, right? You know, don't get me wrong, Car Wars is great. It's got a long history, but it takes a while to play. Sometimes it's not quite as exciting. This is a fast play, super exciting, road rage inducing experience. I mean, this is exactly what it is.
So this one here, it's ages for 10 up.
Yep.
2 to 4 players. We played 4 players.
Yes, we did.
And I think we played 2 in like 45 minutes. Two games in like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's very, very fast playing. There's an expansion that adds a 5th player, so you can play with up to 5 people on that. The road gets pretty clogged with 4 players, and I imagine with 5 it'll be even better. But that just makes for more fun because of the collision rules. So naturally, as a racing game, the object is to get to the finish line, right? The first one across the finish line. You have 3 vehicles, a kind of a big kind of
truck,
looks like a truck, kind of a truck minivan
SUV
kind of thing.
kind of thing, yeah.
And then you have like a road racer, kind of like your muscle car, and then you got a dune buggy, right? And so they're all 3 sizes. That impacts how when vehicles collide, how things spin around or get moved off the table. You can get run off the road. You can get run into holes.
Helicopters can shoot you. You can run into helicopters.
Yes, you get a helicopter as well that you can try and place on the board. I think that the overall game mechanic is pretty simple. You know, you roll your dice at the beginning of your turn, and you assign those out throughout your turn to move your vehicles. And the movement is pretty straightforward, and you just slam into stuff. I mean, it really is a high-speed kind of road rage experience. It reminds me of, I don't know if anybody's ever played way back in the day, but a game called Rock and Roll Racing. I could hear the music in the background, Rock and Roll Racing, the whole time. So, super fast play, super fun, easy race with really good components too.
It does have good components in it, and it has, you know, like you said, it has cars and the helicopters and stuff, and there's nothing to write home. They're like little, they're more tokens than miniatures.
They are. They're
right,
tokens
to represent your,
That's right.
you know, but they're like little micro machines. I guess. Like
yeah.
little micro machines.
Oh, you could absolutely play this if you have micro machines.
Oh yeah,
you could totally use micro machines.
But the board itself are very nice art.
Yeah.
And the theme of it, you get in these crazy situations where you're just running into each other. You're like you're being bounced between 3 cars, and then I think at one point one car blew up, and then blew up another car that flung it into a helicopter. It was like, it's crazy.
You get tossed around the board, and the funny thing is, like, you might run up and rear end somebody, and between all the bouncing back and forth, you could end up in front of them. You know, I mean, like
you
could
speed
jump
up and everything. Yeah.
So it's really, I just think it's very evocative. It definitely it definitely matches the feel of, you know, an angry road rage kind of game.
Yes, and it is a beer and pretzels game.
Well, 100%. There's 100%.
Tactics.
If you're thinking tactics while you're playing this game, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's way more fun to just go all out and try and run your friends off the road. It's great.
And I think it's like $60. I think is like right around like 60, $65.
It was that. And again,
and it has one expansion. Big Five or the
It is like
Five
Big Rig 5 or
Big
something.
Rig 5 or something
Yeah.
like that, which adds like motorcycles and big rigs to the game.
And the fifth player.
And the fifth
expansion.
player expansion, yeah.
I also think that's, again, there's lots of dice in this game. There are, 4 dice that are used for each player has their own color dice, the 4 dice, basic D6s, and the other dice are the ones that show, which car is impacted by a collision, whether it's the car, that is on top or the one on the bottom, and then also what happens, what direction it goes. So there's some special dice in this. The hazards are very, what you would expect on a road. Sometimes there's jumps, sometimes there's explosions, sometimes there's oil slicks, sometimes there's, all kinds. Mine, yeah, exactly. Mines are great.
Yeah, mine was one.
Mines are great.
Yeah. So this reminds me of, this is like if you wanted to play Gaslands but didn't want to dedicate, the hour and a half to play
100%.
Gaslands, right? So this will
Yes.
scratch that itch.
Yes,
And
absolutely does.
You just set up and play, right?
Yes.
And so you're like, yeah,
Yep.
so.
And if you like Gaslands, by the way, you can get components to paint up and build your micro machines, because they have a micro machine scale version of Gaslands.
Well,
and you
there's
get
cars in
equipment
here for that.
Yes, and that's exact. So if you want to use your Gaslands micro machine scale with this game, that would work perfectly.
Yeah, so if you wanted to play if
You like that part?
If you like
the hobby part.
Gaslands, you will like this game, or vice versa, right?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely, absolutely.
This isn't going to be a Gaslands video, but that's a great game too. Well, Barlow, I appreciate you coming on and talking
Thank you.
about Thunder Road Vendetta by Restoration Games.
Oh, I'm thrilled to do it. There's more expansions coming out too, so keep your eyes open for those. There's going to be more than just the Big Rig. There's more coming out, and they were released with the Kickstarter originally. So, and we
Think we'll
might.
see them at Gen Con?
Yes, they are supposed to be bringing a set or several of these sets of what they call Thunder Road the Chrome Edition, which is the big box with all of the expansions from the Kickstarter. So we might be able to check out one of those.
All right. So if you're looking to pick up Thunder Road, please check your local game store first. If they don't have it, you're welcome to check out theguardtower.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. Also, a couple housekeeping things. Next week, I believe, is Shiny New Toys. We got this is the end of the month, so we're going to do Shiny
it's a
New Toys.
good month.
And then we are at Gen Con.
Yes,
So
sir.
our plan is that we're going to do a daily video on Thursday, Friday, Saturday at Gen Con.
Yep.
And then when we get back, we'll do our usual, the Dragon Horde of Barlow.
The treasure hoard, all of our good stuff
of
that we got.
what we brought back from Gen Con.
And
So
if we're lucky, it'll have Thunder Road Chrome. We'll hope we get that.
Yeah, so if you're interested in that, that'll start on the 4th. I believe the first video will be the 4th, 5th, and 6th or something like that, or 3rd, 4th, and 5th,
Yeah.
something like that will be around. So around that for Gen Con. But yeah, we appreciate everybody hanging out. We'll see y'all around. Bye, everybody.